Hello and welcome back to E-Hermes, your electric adventure travel channel. We have a really exciting video for you today. We are going to travel from just south of Cleveland, Ohio, all the way down to Sanibel Island, Florida, on the southwest coast of Florida. According to Tesla, it says it is 1,235 miles. It will take 21 hours and 4 minutes. According to a Better Route Planner, it is 1,244 miles, so that's pretty close, and it's going to take 20 hours and 12 minutes. See, it's a Better Route Planner, so it's shorter time. So we're going to go ahead and get started and come along for the ride. Alright, so we're coming up on our first charging stop. We actually have to get off of Interstate 77 here and go, I think, one exit on Interstate 70. And then the charging station is just off the highway to Sheetz gas station. So this is a version 2 supercharger, generation 2, whatever you want to call it, where you share a cabinet. So we're going to make sure we do not share with that person. They are on 3 something, I believe. We're going to go on 1. Alright, so we are charging. It's ramping up. Oh, let me put the camera down there so you can see that. Next stop is Charleston, West Virginia. Alright, so we got off Interstate 77 onto Interstate 64 for one exit, a couple hundred feet really. Now we're down some surface streets here in Charleston, West Virginia. Going to our next supercharger. Again, it's a 150 kW center charger, so we will use one that we're not sharing with this gentleman beside us. Go, 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 go. Well, it's not ideal, but it's better than the sharp stick in the eye. I'd like to get 150. And we may ease up there a little further. There's actually a lower limit too, where when the battery's too low, it doesn't charge as fast either. So we might get up to 150. We're not really going to know though, because we're going to go find something to drink. As you can see, we're ramping down considerably. We're now down to 96, 97 kW as we get a little past the halfway point in the battery pack. So we want to leave as soon as we can because the slower the speed, the longer we're sitting here. But right now, if we left, we would get to Whiteville, Virginia with 1%. And while I'm pretty adventurous, that's cutting it a little too close. Like to see that up to 10% in most cases because we're going on the West Virginia Turnpike through the mountains next. We're probably going to push that to at least 15% before I leave. So here we start climbing up out of Charleston. It used to be a tunnel you would go through. When they improved the West Virginia Turnpike to 4 lanes, it used to be 2 lanes in this section. From here for about the next 100 miles. When they improved it to 4 lanes, they bypassed the tunnel and you just climb up this really steep, twisty, curvy route instead. Of course, in a tunnel, you must roll down all your windows and honk your horn. It's a rule. Day or night, summer or winter, gotta be done. Well, this is the Big Walker Mountain Tunnel, and it's a tunnel, so you know what that means. Windows down. Had to be done.
In 1500
now take
feet,
exit 73
take the
on the
ramp
right.
to US 11 South, Whitfield.
We all agree on that one. There they are.
Keep right at the fork.
Alright, so both Tesla and a Better Route Planner want me to fully charge here and then go all the way to Columbia, South Carolina. But there are two chargers in Charlotte that they both want me to skip, and I don't know why. This one is pretty new. Seems to be up and running. 8 stalls available. It's 150 kW max, same as the one I'm at now. But I'll be charging lower in the battery pack, so I don't know why I wouldn't go there. I think I'm going to make the Bold, also known as Foolish, change and go to that one rather than sitting here for 30 minutes to charge to a full battery pack. I'm going to wait till I get this up to a 10% buffer to get there, and then I am going to head out. Wish me luck. I do have one potential thought why they have you avoid this supercharger. It is quite a ways off the route. It's about 6 miles out of the way, so that's a 12-mile round trip. And I seem to have the place to myself. First things first, let's get plugged in. I think for now we're going to just go to Columbia, get the minimum we have to get, which is about 20 more percent, so I have a 10% buffer, and we're going to head for Columbia. Alright, we are nearly to the Columbia, South Carolina supercharger. We'll be getting off in 2/10 of a mile. We'll get a real quick charge here, and then we're headed to the Hardyville, South Carolina supercharger, which is a Generation 3 250 kW charger. So
In
we're going to spend as little time here as possible so we can get over that much
Road.
better charger. Getting pretty good charging speeds, 135, and says 25 minutes to continue the trip on to Hardy. Alright, it says that we have enough to get there to Hardyville with a 10% buffer, and that's good enough for me, so here we go. It's raining. So the rain was definitely a double-edged sword because it did reduce the range a little bit, because fighting through all that standing water is not as efficient as a dry road. On the other hand, it was raining so hard I could hardly see. I was down to about 45 miles an hour in some places. So the reduced speed kind of balanced out the loss of efficiency because of the rain. And it looks like we're going to pull in with about 2% battery life, which is about, what, 7 miles? So maybe a little closer than I'd like, but not the end of the world. 2% is just fine. The one thing about cutting it this close is you better really pay attention and make sure you don't miss an exit or something like that, or else you'd be in some trouble. Another important thing is you always want to have an umbrella in the car, because sometimes you have to get out. And unlike gas stations, there usually are not covers over superchargers. Some of the bigger stations have solar panel covers, but most of these rural ones do not. There's someone else here. He's going to use one of these cabinets. I'm going to go down to the other end. He's using the trailer cabinet. I don't know why people do that. I do know it's easier, but if somebody pulls over the trailer, they're going to have a tough time. The battery is very low. Vehicle consumes battery power while idle. Charge now to ensure vehicle will start and avoid potential battery damage. Okay. So yeah, we're going to get up to 250. Oh, this is a good one. Look at that, 245, 246 kW speed, 1,000 miles in an hour. That's amazing. Not that we can be here for an hour and it wouldn't hold that speed anyhow, because as the battery gets about 40%, it starts tapering. But still, 247 kW is amazing. All right, well, so we got our supercharge here at the very fast supercharger. I took a short nap. I got a cup of coffee, and we were ready to get back on the road. Crossing the Savannah River. This time was kind of hidden by some trees there. Here we are in Georgia. All right, we are about to cross from Georgia into Florida. It is 4 a.m. We have driven 880 miles. We are about 30 minutes, or no, I'm sorry, 35 miles from the next supercharger location in Jacksonville. After that, we really have one more. I may stop at one right in Fort Myers to top off before I get to the house, because we don't have a 50 amp outlet in the garage yet. That's coming in the next few weeks. So, moving right along. The really heavy rain is over, although that did slow us down quite a bit. That was a little dicey. And here we are, coming into Florida. There we have it. All right, we are coming up on the Jacksonville Supercharger. It's about a mile away. We've still got 35 miles of range, so we had plenty for this one. It says we're going to be here for a half hour. It might be here a little longer. I'm going to use the restroom if there is one. Then I'm going to crawl in the back and go to sleep because I'm tired. And after that, I should have one more, maybe two more stops, and I'll be there. Well, I stand corrected. This is clearly a version 3 supercharger, speeds of 247. Can I get to 250? Probably not. This is a fast one though, over 1,000 miles an hour. Not that it'll last for an hour, not that it would keep that speed even if it did. But these are the liquid cooled 250 kW chargers, so this will go rather quickly. I'm still going to go lay in the back and take a nap though. So I fell asleep there. I set an alarm so I would not get charged idling fees or just block the charger for other people. I shut it off because I was tired. So I don't know how long I was there, but I am fully charged. There's only one other car there, so I don't think idling fees are an issue, or don't believe I inconvenienced anyone else. And now I'm ready to face the day and finish the drive. So I'm not really sure how long I slept there. I set the alarm for 45 minutes. I know I slept longer than that. I think a little over an hour. I think I slept about 20 minutes in the previous stop, so I don't know. I've got an hour and a half or so of sleep tonight. The good news is it is now becoming daylight, and I will not be nearly as tired in the daytime as I was through the night. So I should be good to go the rest of the way.
Lake.
All right, we are at the Land of Lakes Supercharger. This will be our last supercharger stop. And I think we have about another 2.5 hours. And it'll be to Sanibel. Oh, it's at a Wawa.
Right onto Marin Way.
That's nice. Food, bathrooms, coffee. Let's start charging. See what we get. Well, we're over 200 kilowatts, so it's a version 3. All right, I have eaten, used the restroom, gotten a cup of coffee. The steel cut cinnamon oatmeal at Wawa is amazingly good. For gas station food in particular, but it's just plain good. So that was very satisfying. Very hot though, so that's why I didn't want to try to eat it while I was driving in with autopilot. So now that I'm done eating, off we go. Because we are not in a particular hurry, I think we're going to go through Tampa and go over the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Alright, so we have plenty of power to get to Sanibel. We're only, I don't know, 15 miles away or something. We've got 85 miles of range. But I do not have a proper outlet at the house yet. So that's getting done shortly. So I do have a 110 volt outlet, and that will certainly charge it. But I'm going to have a lot of trips back and forth while I'm down here. So I'm going to stop at a supercharger here on Colonial Boulevard and grab a few electrons and then head to Sanibel. Okay, these are shared. He's at 1B. I'm gonna go to 3A. Let's get charging. All right, so we are charged to 222 miles. It says when we get to Sanibel, we will have 60%, which is 6 times 32, 180, 190, just under 200 miles. That should work. Even plugging in with a 15 amp outlet will get 2 or 3 miles an hour. I think the car is going to sit for at least 24 hours. Probably closer to 36 hours, so that'll get us probably to 90%. So we're going to take off and head for Sanibel. This is our last charge. I have to say, of all the charges, this one I sat, and actually I didn't need to sit quite this long, but I never really felt like I was really bored, like I got to sit here and do this. They were close enough together that they didn't take that long, and I always had to use the restroom at every stop. So I don't think I wasted any time, actually. As we race across the bridge to Sanibel, we want to thank you for watching today. Please remember to subscribe, like us, and of course hit the bell button so that you'll be notified when we put up part 2 of this adventure, returning from Sanibel back to Cleveland. Thanks again for watching.